All right, let's talk some education policy. And so in this video today, I want to talk about standards and states and how they're established and why they're established and kind of the politics that's in them as well. So when you look at standards, one of the problems in the United States, I think right now, is that there are different standards for basically every different state. Oh, I better quit getting animated on the desk. It shakes the video. But basically for every different state that you go to. So there's standards in every state. There's different standards for different subject areas. And think about that for a second. We should be teaching U.S. history essentially the same way in every state. We should be essentially teaching the same content. Same with math, same with ELA, but we're not. And the one time that we did, and I'm not saying these standards are perfect, a lot of the states said, nope, we're not going to do that. So when you look at something like Common Core, the whole goal of that was to standardize standards in ELA and math throughout the country. You look at the next generation science standards, which haven't had as much pushback, but again, you're seeing the same. You're seeing some states adopt, some states not. I think computer science standards right now are a great example of this. There's some great standards from CSTA, but when you look at the standards as a whole, each state is kind of adopting their own, and yeah, they all are pretty close to CSTA, but they're not exact. And I just makes me wonder, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this way? I think it's time for us as a country to have a group of teachers, academics, whatever, and not politicians for that matter, get together and actually align that content to the standards to kind of a general idea of standards and not overstuff those standards. Because a lot of times too, what you see is that one of the biggest problems we have in education right now is that standards are overstuffed. I know for me, I taught U.S. history, and I taught U.S. history a decent bit ago, and even then, you had every reform movement under the sun in it. Some of them not as important as others, and so you had to constantly be moving. That's not learning. If we keep overstuffing the standards, you're stressing teachers out, and you're actually debilitating learning because you have to move at such a fast pace. So I think from a standards perspective, we need to do something. We need to say, okay, we need to have some general standards or some general guidelines for every kind of core class that are aligned between states, and maybe it takes regional to start, because when you look at kind of the politics of it, the regional groups would probably be a little bit better aligned initially. And then I think too with standards, we got to quit overstuffing them, because then we're kind of debilitating learning there, because your teachers are having to move at such a quick pace. So that's just a little bit of policy talk. I know standards is a bigger, broader topic, but definitely kind of take a look and kind of think about your state and how does that affect you.